Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, takes to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks a hard tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, swings down the sideline, throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
But it's second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boys, Mike and Tony. We are here to bring you guys the talk of the town, man. Today, NFL will officially be open, man. The new season is here. We're just a couple of hours away, but before we get to all that stuff, man, we're going to have our guy Tony go into what he would do with this team, man, some of the rumors surrounding the Niners, the potential signings, some of the rumors and trades that didn't happen, and all that good stuff. But before we do, let me run through these formalities, all right? If it's your first time here on the YouTube channel, we want you guys to follow the instructions scrolling across the bottom of the screen, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we are going live. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. Those handles are Nothing But Niners, that is spelled all the way out. Follow us on some of our other ones. We have Snapchat and X. Those handles are Nothing But 9ERS. And last but certainly not least, head on over to the Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. Get on down with the Get Down, man. That's going to do it, man. Tony, how you doing, man? What's up with you? Uh-oh. All right, my headphones are doing something weird. Hold on for a second, Tony. I can't hear you, but I think it's on my end. I don't think it's you.
No, I think it's on my end because I was on mute.
Oh, there you go. Okay. What's going on with you, man? How you doing? How you feeling?
Good, just hanging out on the couch, doing my daily routine because I can't do nothing. But just frustrated with this free agency period, like always, like every year with this team.
You don't like the Mike Evans signing?
No, I like Mike Evans. It's not that I don't like Mike Evans. It's just, everything, everything in total with the whole Trent Williams. It's just annoying. Like, I don't know, bro. I just hope something happens, some positive happens with this team. Like, add a piece or two. I'm not saying top-notch players, but this team needs help. They only have 7 draft picks. The frustrating part is they could do it, but just for some reason they're not doing it. And I don't know if they're afraid to spend the money because of the Trent situation. They don't know what his number is going to be this year or how they're going to structure his deal if they choose to keep him, which they're probably going to do. But, there's a lot of question marks, and it's very annoying on a year in and year out basis when it's the same repetitious stuff when it comes to this team. But I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm over here trying to get comfortable. I got to get my hair out of my face. This stuff is annoying, man. But I'm going to pull this stuff back really quick. I do like the Mike Evans signing, but the Niners aren't doing themselves any favors with getting older and older and older. I mean, that's what free agency is, right? You're not going the youngest. You're not getting spring chickens in free agency unless you're getting a guy coming out of his rookie contract. Mike Evans has 4 NFL contracts, so it's not like he's coming in here and he's a set of fresh legs. Does that signal anything to you, Tony? Does that tell you that the team might be all in? Like it, because like that's what it felt like to me when I first saw the signing. I was like, oh, we're pushing the chips to the table. But then you don't hear him really rumored and attached to anybody else, right?
And
So
that's the nerve-wracking part. That's I don't know what it is with this team. It's so frustrating, right? We came into the offseason and free agency saying, okay, we need to get younger, we need to get faster, we need to get cheaper, more athletic players. Great. Got a game plan. First free agent signing, it's the total friggin' opposite. And as far as age-wise, right? Age and speed. You cannot question the ability of Mike Evans as far as his skill set, his production over his career, 10 straight seasons of 1,000 yards plus. He had a broken collarbone last year, a couple hamstring issues, so it really derailed his season for production. Understand, but now you're in this. They announced it as a 3-year, $60.4 million, $61 million contract. And then when you find out what the real contract is, it's like, wow, it seems like they're going all in for 2026. Great. Why isn't Trent Williams signed yet? Where's the other pieces? Like, it's just like a stalemate. Now, could they be using the approach of, listen, we're adding this piece. Kyle's finally going to have a true, solidified, bona fide one receiver as far as for defensive game plannings and his scheme, opening up other options, opening up the run game because you do have a Mike Evans. You're going to have a Kittle when he comes back. You're going to have a Pearsall, God willing, he's healthy. You have your 2 young players. You have Robinson still on the roster. So I see the thought, but the problem is when it comes to defensive lines like Seattle, it doesn't matter who you have out there because your interior can't protect Brock Purdy and you can't run the ball.
correct.
So,
Correct. You preach it, man.
my thing is this. When is the damn light bulb going to go on and say, listen, we need to become more bigger, more physical, and more nasty up front? I think both of these lines, offensively and defensively, they need to put more nasty guys in there, like grit dogs in there. Because in my opinion, I think the 49ers, well, they were a physical team. I feel like the physicality and the dog has left this team. Now, is it because of injuries? Is it because of certain things? I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this.
Our offense and defensive lines, seeing what we saw in the playoffs versus Seattle, I don't. How do you compete versus Seattle with this free agency period?
Right. So I agree with you that we used to be physical on defense. On defense, when we had guys like, and I know people hated him, but guys like Kinlaw in the trenches, he was nasty, right? You got Dre Greenlaw, you had Azeez Al-Shaair and Fred Warner, and right, like you had nasty physical guys. Even the short experiment with Reuben Foster, right? He's a nasty physical guy, right? Those are the kind of guys that we had on this team, and they were all over on the defensive side of the ball. Has the offense ever been nasty? Honestly,
with Kyle on the offensive line, no. But I think you see, like, Kyle's going with the more athletic offensive lineman, like the more traditional West Coast offenses with, like, we'll take it to the year where they won the Super Bowl, right? Just hypothetically. You had Bart Oates, who was barely 290 pounds. You had Jesse Sapolo, who was barely 300 pounds. Like, you had that team. And then they went through a transition with Mariucci, and then you saw them bring in a Kevin Gogan, who's 6'7", 330, a Ray Brown, 6'5", 330, big physical Ron Stone, big dogs inside. Like we're going to just run you down and we're going to push your ass off the line of scrimmage. Why can't this team do that? Why can't we become physical up front? Jake Brendel is like, I don't even know. Like the dude can't anchor. I mean, listen, can he seal off the second level? Absolutely. He can get to the second level and seal off that backside linebacker. But if he's got a guy inside shade to him on, God forbid, his snapping hand, he's toast.
Right. Right.
You need physicality up front. You need to become dominant. You need to say, all right, man, listen, it's 4th and 2. Let's line them up. We're coming at you. Best man wins.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have that. What they do have is the Brock Purdy thing, the snap, the quarterback sneak where Brendel just flops out and he just lays on top of him. But you know what I'm saying? Like they need, like, you can't beat Seattle's front in a physicality aspect by doing it this way. You need to become more physical inside. They need dogs. Like, yes, Collins and West developed towards the end of the year as defensive tackles. 100%. But right now, without looking up, tell me who's behind them. I know who it is because I have my depth chart in front of me.
Behind Collins and
Don't look.
I'm not looking that up. I'm trying to fix my I didn't put any tags or anything like that on our video for today. So I want to get more viewers in here. I believe it's Collins, West. Last time I looked, I think he's gone, was Davis, Kalia Davis.
He's gone.
He's out of here. And then there was oh my God, there's one other one. There's only one.
There's two.
Davis is gone. Beal, well, he was edge. Who is it?
There's two defensive tackles, both of them undrafted free agents. Valdez and
that's why I didn't see those.
Evan Anderson. Right?
Yeah, no.
This is what this is what's behind them. And listen, I understand what the Niners are doing, and I kind of agree to a point. If you want to go more experienced, more veterans on the offensive side of the ball, fine, because it's more of a schematic thing where it's more on defense. It's more see ball, get ball, read and react. That's more athleticism. Correct. That's more youth. That's more, just more.
Yeah, it's like speed and it's more talent than it is.
Oh, who else? Hold on one second.
But yeah, what he's saying is it's more like talent than it is scheme, So that's what he's getting at there. Like you're going to depend on the physical attributes more than the mental fortitude and things of that nature. So that's what he means. What he's saying, that if you want to go that way on that side of the ball. But this is something that we are going to have to worry about. This team, for whatever reason, just doesn't seem to understand. And so, like, I kind of got into a little back and forth online this morning on X, where I said the Niners shouldn't be in the market for a defensive tackle. And this is early in the morning. I posted it, and then I kind of just walked away from it. But it was kind of out of context. No, it's not. You're cool. It's kind of out of context, but it was my fault for writing it the way that I did. I made it seem like the Niners had enough defensive tackles. That's not it. The post that I was replying to was specifically about Osa. I'm going to butcher his last name. Give me a second. I'll tell you. From the Cowboys, number 97. Osa Odigizua. Right?
I'm not even
and it was like, the Niners need to trade for him. And I'm like, no, the Niners they don't need him. This is a 3.5 sack guy a year, and they hate those kind of guys. When we went out and we signed Javon Kinlaw in free agency, he came in with 7 sacks, 14 to 18 quarterback hits. He had a bunch of pressures, a bunch of hurries, and Niner fans hated him. They hated the production that he had in year 1. They hated him even more in year 2 because the guy couldn't stay healthy. Osa Odigizua has never been as good as what we got in that 1 year with Javon Kinlaw. I mean, Hargrave, with Javon Hargrave. You guys don't want him. I think people just want us to make a move. And if we're going to make a move, it needs to be the right move, and I don't think he's the right move. If they want pass rushers from the inside, don't talk to me about a guy who was playing with Lawrence and Parsons and could only muster up 2.5, 3.5 sacks. He's not the guy. He's not that. We can get that if we have another edge guy and Nick Bosa and Michael Williams and a healthy rotation. We can get that from a West and Collins. So it's not that we don't need more. like Tony just said, our backup guys are unrestricted free agents, right? Like they're not even like really here, but they're kind of here, but we got the rights, but they're not on. Like we still got to give them something. So it's not. Is the depth needed? Absolutely. Is it Odigizua? I don't think so. What can you now? You had something interesting to say about Franklin Myers that the Niners were in on John Franklin Myers. What were your thoughts on him if the Niners were able to land him? And do you think that they just didn't go hard enough to acquire him? Did they give up?
This is the number one thing, right? Obviously, if you're privy to this information, you're on the coaching staff, or you're in cahoots with somebody inside that room, you know what's going on. We don't. We're on the outside looking in, trying to guess this shit and figure it out. Okay? That's number one. Number two, a decision, well, their decision's made, but we need to see some type of evidence or proof on what they're going to be up front as a defense, or what they're going to be schematic-wise. Are they going to go 5-man fronts? Are they going to go 4-man fronts? We don't know. If you're talking about a pure 4-man front, you're going to need tackles. You're going to need guys that can pass rush. If you're going to go to a 5-man front creates one-on-one opportunities. Now, with that being said, does that help the interior to get an opportunity to get more production from these defensive linemen? No matter what, you still need pieces. You need them because we have 4 defensive tackles, 2 undrafted free agents. I think they're both decent players. Don't get me wrong, but you still need that difference maker. This team hasn't had a pure inside pass rusher since DeForest Buckner.
Yeah,
and they've been searching for it since.
Mm-hmm. They've been chasing it too, whether it's free agency.
Yeah. So, like,
drafting
my thing is this: like, you get content creators bashing every move. The roll, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? It's not my money. It's not your money. We're trying to win. And if that's the route that they're going, I'm supporting the 49ers. But what I can't stand is you're sending mixed signals, but then you're letting other players go. You're signing a veteran wide receiver, but then you're saying, oh, shit, we don't want to spend this money, or he's too old for this position, or we're worried about X, Y, and Z. No. Make your decision. You put it all in, or you back the hell out and you pay. You don't go all in. You know what I'm saying? Like just come up with a plan and stick with it. But as far as what I was saying before I got the phone call is this, it seems like they're going more youth on the defensive side of the ball because it's more reactionary and athleticism on the defensive side of the ball. So with that being said, if they choose to go that route, I still think they do need, like, if it stays this way and they don't add anybody else, 27 has to be a defensive tackle. It has to be. They have nothing there. It has to be.
So, but you also want a guy that's not a run stopper because that's what they did. So now you got to go after somebody who's going to give you some sort of sack production.
Pass rusher. That's what you want. That's what they need.
So, but you don't like tall guys, right? So I think the guy with the most sacks coming out this year is that Caleb Banks from Florida?
No, I don't think he has the most sacks. I don't know if he has the most sacks, but I don't like Caleb. You know how I feel. I hate guys that are over 6'3" as a defensive tackle. As a 3
Caleb McDonald from Ohio State.
Well, is he a pure pass rusher or is he more of a run plugger? Because we have 2 guys that can eat up space.
He only had 3 sacks.
So,
He only had 3 sacks.
So you're looking at a guy like from Clemson, the kid Woods, who came in a little bit light in his weight. He tested okay. He's got a little bit shorter arms, but he is that type of interrupter in the middle. Like he's a pass rush and defensive tackle. It's a 3 technique, right? Like the Dana Stubblefields, the Bryant Youngs back in the day, those guys that get upfield, like they're good defensive tackles. You need pressure from the inside because if you cannot sustain any type of threat or pressure in the inside, what happens if you look at it schematically, right? Your guys go in the wide 9 alignment, they pin their ears, they go up either inside or outside, they choose a gap, and they go. What happens? They ride them out, and what happens? The quarterback steps right up, and there's no one there.
Right. Yeah. There's no one there, and then they can just run and get the first down or whatever.
Or they just step up and they go down the field. Yeah. It's like we need to – we don't know, they know. if they do a 5-man front, I think it's more beneficial for what we have currently and adding a piece or two, like a veteran. But no matter what, they have to make moves. They can't sit on this roster and expect to run it back and beat Seattle. Honestly, I don't even think they could beat the freaking Arizona at this point with that. Arizona's got a good defense.
Oh my God, Tony, don't say that, man. Don't say that. Don't put us in the bottom of the NFC.
Oh,
West,
Arizona's
man.
good. I'm sorry. I take Arizona. But honestly, I think they would. Honestly, right now, I think they would have a tough time competing versus the Rams and the Seahawks.
Yeah,
I really do.
for sure. There's a day 2 guy that I like, and I know we're not on draft because we're waiting to see what they do. But there's this guy named Chris McClellan from Missouri. Now he's a guy that had 6 sacks, 48 tackles, 2 passes defended, and I think that he could be somebody that's decent. He seems to get better with time every year. So he was with Florida the first 2 years, then he went to Missouri. So that's a day 2 kind of guy that I think we could get.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Tackle. Like Durant, Durant, Zion. I don't have my list in front of me, but the Penn State kid. You want a pass rushing defensive tackle that's going to make noise? That's the kid you go after. He's 6'1", 6'2", 286. He's a pass rushing fiend. Like he dominated the Senior Bowl. No one could block this guy. Zaire Durant or Durant Zaire, I forgot his name, but he's
Zane Durant.
Zane Durant. Yeah, he's a damn good pass rusher, right? All these teams, right? If you look at Seattle, you have Murphy from Texas, and then you got Leonard Williams from USC. 2 disturbers, 2 big, massive guys that you can't move, and they will get upfield on you. Then you go over to the Rams. You have Verse, who's a defensive end. I forgot the one guy. Durant is his name, the defensive tackle, Kobe Turner or something. You have that guy, and then you pair him with Jarrett and the other kid from Fisk from Florida State. 2 pass rushing and run defending defensive tackles. So I gotta answer this guy's message real quick. Bob O'Harris. I have a question. I don't understand why they don't spend money. They just don't spend the money. That's what a salary cap is for, to spend money to make your team better. Am I right? Yes, Bob, you are 100% right. But Jed York considers spending money on paying dead cap for lousy-ass contracts that they give out that don't work out. So he says, all right, guys, your budget this year is $320 million. You got $100 million in caps. You have $70 million in cap space. You take that off of the 320. That's what you got to work with. That's the issue. Extending the veterans, right? You keep giving these monies out to the Armsteads, the Hargraves. You keep restructuring and kicking money down the road. This is what prevents teams. Well, when you have an owner like this is what prevents teams from spending money. And they have a hard cap. I'm paying this. This is all you're allowed to spend this year. And that's what the issue is.
And the reverse side is this, right? Because the opposite of Jed is a team like the Saints, and they were in cap hell up until this year. This is their first year where they're not in cap hell, but they drafted well. That's the thing. They drafted well, and they developed those defensive players. We're not. Can we admit that we don't develop defensive linemen well?
I'm willing to give the 49ers their last 2 draft classes still to be determined. Everything prior to that is a disaster. And other than Brock Purdy, and your George Kittle, your even Dre Greenlaw, your Fred Warner, people that were good players that contributed to the success of this team. Those type of players, I give them credit for. But my issue is this, right? The one year they had those 3 consecutive picks in the 3rd round, where it was Moody, Jair Brown, and Latu. Bro, they have almost 3 consecutive 4th rounders this year. You can't make selections like that and expect. That's what killed this team. That's what absolutely killed the Trey Lance,
Drake Jackson pick.
the Trey Lance, the Christian McCaffrey trade, absolutely buried this team. It took 3 first-round picks, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, along the line somehow, some way. That's what? 6 players, 7 players?
Like yeah. If
7
you count
players total.
the 3 to get 1, that's 3 picks, and then there was 4 picks in the McCaffrey trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 7 players. And 3 of them were first-round picks. And you wonder why they're in the hole that they're in. No, Sean, I'm not no president. No. No.
All right, so here we go, man. Do you have your list of available free agents still, technically, right now? People that haven't been promised to anybody, because everyone's like seems to be eaten up right now. Is there anybody out there that the Niners can go and try to make something decent out of this free agency period, and then that can shape what we're going to do in the draft?
I mean, like, there's a couple guards out there. Like, I mean, they're 2 of them are older, but they could contribute. They could play this year and be an improvement over what we have, right? You have a Joel Bonito, a Wyatt Teller, a Dylan Parham, right? You have 3 guys with starting ability, 3 proven starters. And who did the 49ers go out and sign? Toth. Do you see the problem?
Depth. That's what we...
But honestly, you see the problem. You go out and sign Toth. Why'd you sign Toth? Because Toth would take your contract. Remember years ago, there was rumors flying around about how agents are getting sick and tired of dealing with Parag?
Yeah. And then there was a guy that was supposed to come here, but then he changed his mind last minute. I forget who it was now, but it was he went to Cowboys and he ended up being here last year. Kendricks. It was Kendricks.
No, but I don't think that was negotiations. I think that because he wanted to start and play with Zimmer. Zimmer was his defensive coordinator. I think Zimmer was his head coach in Minnesota. I don't think that had anything to do with structure or money or anything like that. He was on a basic 1-year deal. So I can't put that, but I'm just saying, like, there was rumors flying that, like, there was issues with Parag. And like, listen.
Oh, I know who it was.
I like Brian.
I don't know the name.
Good.
It was a wide receiver. It was a wide receiver that the Niners wanted. And he ended up going somewhere else because they wouldn't offer the right structure. Oh, God. It's going to come to me later on. Sorry, go ahead. You said you like Brian Robinson. Go ahead.
All right, so Brian Robinson, who was with the Niners last year, right? I have him on the list to return, hopefully, as being interested. But I'm sitting there saying to myself, and then there was a report on Twitter saying that the Niners are interested in bringing back Brian Robinson. So I'm sitting there, I'm saying, well, why the hell would Brian Robinson want to come back? He barely touched the ball. Right? Think about it. And then a half hour later, Isaiah Pacheco signed a 1-year deal for $2 million with the Detroit Lions. Why are we looking at Isaiah Pacheco? Right?
They don't like speed. And so here's the thing with the backup running back position in particular. They refuse to use them. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. We went from saying,
why would somebody come here as a running back when they don't use them?
Yes. And Tommy, you're right. It was Adams. It was Devontae Adams. That's who it was. It was Devontae Adams. That's who it was. He was the wide receiver that wanted to come here, and they were like, look, the structure's just not right. And he goes to a division opponent. You lose him to the division. You lose him within the division. That's got to make you pull your fucking hair out. How is John Lynch still safe? How is no one's head rolled yet? Just no one. There has to be more to what we're doing here. We got a super chat, Tony. I'm gonna read this really quick, and we'll get back to it. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it, honestly. Red Jet Shell, thank you so much. Shell says here, did the ching ching play? There it is.
Yeah.
I knew that would get Tony the Tiger to roar, LOL. Like, sub, share, bang, bang, Niner gang. All day, baby. We are in here, man. Let's go. I like it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, but like, they got to do something, man. And I think they do have to get faster. They try to draft faster at certain positions, right? But you can also see like the clear like they mess up in certain aspects, like big time. The people they are willing to pay aren't even like fits, right? Like look at what they did with what was his name, Luke Farrell,
Yeah.
right? And it was like look at all this money they gave this guy, and then it ends up being Jake Tongas is the one that emerges from the tight end room when Kittle goes down, right? Like how does that happen? And I'm glad that they found Jake Tongas and they found a way to use him because he was beneficial while Kittle was out. He was a top 5 tight end in that span. He was producing. He was a red zone threat. He was doing what he needed to do. But what about all that money you just allocated to the other tight end that same offseason? You couldn't get anything out of him, right? What was he brought in for? And his contract was like $20 million. Where is he? What's he doing? And it's like I just don't get how they can continue to make these kind of whiffs and still be safe.
That's all they do.
And there's the whole thing is, all right, well, if you get rid of him, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I don't care because this formula isn't working. I'm not talking about Kyle. I'm talking about other people in the front office. I'm talking about other position coaches that just aren't developing these guys. If this team comes to the tight ends coach and says, hey, who was the tight ends coach? Was it never mind, doesn't matter.
Worry.
Hey, we're going to give this guy a ton of money. We need you to get something out of him, right? And Tony, you were kind of excited, like, all right, maybe there's something that they can get out of him. You go back and you watch the Ohio State film, and you were slowly convincing me. I was like, all right, maybe there is something there. Maybe there's some untapped potential. NFL's different than college, and it showed. It showed. They tried to give him an opportunity in a game or two, and it was like, nah, we're getting more production out of Tungus. We're going to use him instead, right? Who's responsible for that? Someone has to identify where the errors were and then correct the errors. But if there's no corrections being made, we're just doing this. We're in this nasty cycle. Something has to give. Something has to change. And they didn't do any changes to the coaching staff this offseason much other than the defensive coordinator. And then he brought in, I forget the guy's name that he brought in. Gray. He brought in Gray. They did make another change in the front office with Kwesi coming back in. How much influence is he going to have? I'm just not quite sure.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's I think that's an issue. Okay. Within the last 3 years, they've added 2 years. They added Kwesi, and then the year before, they added back Ethan Waugh to go along with Tariq Ahmad, RJ Gilliam, John Lynch. How many people are you what is going on up there? Listen, if you're saying, guys, listen, Ethan, I want you to do this for me. I want you to work with the scouts. Ethan and Kwesi work with the scouts, help them with the draft board, work with Tariq and RJ Gilliam, help them get the vision, put your 2 cents in. That's fine. Decision-making should be one person. One. And to be honest with you, I don't know if it's one person. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that signing of Lowe, the offensive tackle from the Patriots, if I had to put money on it, that was Kwesi. Because Kwesi drafted him in Minnesota.
And the team is notorious for that. How many times after day 2 of the draft, and then John and Kyle go and address the media, and they say we had to get, and then name a player name a coach. Sure. We had to get him his guy, right? You're talking about it's too many people making decisions, right? So is it John Lynch being nice to everybody in the building? Who is the one guy that you're obsessed with? Okay, we're going to make sure we get him. This goes back to the very beginning when they got Beathard, right? Kyle, that was his guy. He said it. But Kyle also said, I didn't think we needed to get him that early. But John insisted because he knew that was my guy, so we did it. Right? It's almost like you're being too nice and you're not trusting the process. You're supposed to set up your draft board and put guys in certain ranges to be drafted. That's where you think they're going to go. And when the Niners do that, they do it well. We've seen them do it before. Well, they'll take a position, and then all of a sudden the team trades up right behind them and take that same position. So it was clear that they know where these guys are going to go. But the Beathard pick, that was the start of, the head-scratching, right? Even Kyle was like, yeah, it's cool. But Lynch is like, no, I know Kyle's going to rest better now that he's here. And it goes to Bobo Harris's comment, they're yes men, right? Ethan Waugh was here back when the GM, Bulky. He was here when Bulky was here. Like, so, and we also found out that the Niners didn't get rid of any of the scouts when Bulky left. If he took them with him, that was different. But they didn't get rid of anybody. Those guys were just not re-signed, and they were free to go somewhere. The Niners don't fire anyone. Have you noticed that? They don't fire anyone. Even when we got rid of Schneider, it wasn't that we got rid of him. His contract expired. And then they went and got Brant Boyer. No one's getting fired here. It doesn't. Well, I'm lying. There was one guy. There was one. Steve Wilkes. To my knowledge, Steve Wilkes was the only person fired,
and that was well deserved. Sorensen got fired too.
Yeah, Sorensen. Yeah.
I won't say it, but he got kicked to the curb. But
all right,
it's just frustrating, man. Like, I don't know.
So let's fix the team. Come on, let's fix the team. Give me an offensive free agent. Give me a defensive free agent. I don't care the position. Give me somebody that you say is a step in the right direction. You're not going to fix the team in just free agency. It's going to be a combination of free agency. It's going to be a combination of the draft, maybe some trades, and player development, right? Like you said, the last 2 drafts, these guys are unfinished products. What can they be? Let's start with the free agency because that's where we are. We are about 2 hours away from the NFL officially being started for the 2026 season.
Strictly
Where do we go?
Free agents. Just strictly free agents, right?
Yep, just free agents.
All right. Am I just 1-1?
Yeah. If you got 2 on each side, that's even better. I'm just here to hear what you got.
All right. I get on the phone with Joe Bonito, even though he's 33 years old, right? You're talking about re-signing Trent Williams, giving him more money at 38. You just brought in Mike Evans. It's showing me that you're going to try to go all in one more time and make a push for a Super Bowl run. Why not bring in Joe Bonito? If he doesn't want to come in, potentially a Wyatt Teller from Cleveland to play left guard, and that solidifies that spot. Then I would pick up the phone and call. Hold on. Let's scroll down here. I would pick up the phone and call a defensive player. Where's my defense? 1 second.
Is it Chubb?
No. Oh. Hold on. Well, he's not a free agent, so I can't do this individual. This would require a trade.
All right, I'm up for it. You can do that during the free agency period. I mean, let's hear it.
So, I mean, I don't want to do trades because there's other players that we would also consider trading. So I would pick up the phone and I would call Ebiketie from Atlanta, get him under the contract, to have him come in if they do the 5-man front. This is where it's hard because you don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to be true to the front and be a 5-man front, I'm going with him. I would call him, get him in on a 1-year deal, 2-year deal. Wait a second. Okay. Yeah. Bring him in to help with the pass rush. Then I would pick up the phone and call Jonathan Allen, who the 49ers once had interest in. From Washington, went to Minnesota. Minnesota now cut him. I would add him to the defensive tackle room as a veteran to work with the 2 young guys. And then 2 other guys I would call. Do you remember that year in the second round where the Niners were on the clock and Cincinnati jumped in front of them and picked that corner, and then the Niners traded back immediately? We were live.
His name.
We were live when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right. His name is Cameron Taylor Britt. He was out of Nebraska. Okay. I would try to get him in here to add to the secondary because Luter is not it. And they were interested in him because I do think that he was the pick at 60, and they jumped, or 61, and they jumped in front of him at 60 and took him. And then I would solidify, I would add another piece to the secondary. All right. And this is going to be interesting because his former teammate is on this team. You know who I'm talking about? Oh, you're talking. I'm sorry. I would call Brisker's agent from Chicago, a free safety, and see where he's at, what he's asking for in his price, and try to get him in here with an opportunity to compete for a starting job, either with Mustafa, with Jair Bryant, because him and Jair Bryant were both on Penn State. So that would be interesting to see if we can get him here to upgrade and solidify the safety position. Defensive tackle, an interesting name that was just released by Carolina, Ashawn Robinson, who played for Morris with the Rams. Now I'm just rattling on names that that I could see that they could be interested in. But again, I'm not saying, we're going to be all in on all these people. But these are just some guys on my list. Just looking at the chat. Stop with the president. I'm not going to be no president. I see a lot about Debo in here. I don't like. Listen, they moved on from Debo. And to sit here and say, oh, we got to bring him back. I mean, I don't know how good of a – never mind how good of a look it is, but if Debo were to come back, there would be strict, specific reasonings and packages for him. I think if he came back, he would be strictly a slot wide receiver, nothing more. And I think he would take over the special teams. As far as kick return, I'm not too sure if he could be a punt returner, but I know he could be a good kick returner. People are asking about Dre. Pairing Fred with Dre, maybe the intensity comes back, but there's a reason why the Broncos cut him, because he's got a high salary number and he missed a lot of games last year. So, I mean, I don't know. Yes, Mark, they do have Bryce Huff still on the roster as a pass rusher. But again, where does he fit in, right? 4 o'clock's about to strike. We're officially in free agency. And there's all these questions, and there's still no definitive answers. And there's still no definitive blueprint on which direction this team wants to go.
I got to make 2 more phone calls. One of my drivers was in an accident, but keep going.
Okay. So, they're doing a tough thing. There's a part of me that just is like, you know what, man? Screw it. Tear it down, rebuild it. Get what you could get for who you want, and that's it. But my one thing would be is if that's the route that they go, you need to bring a true general manager in here. And when the 49ers hired John Lynch, just before they hired Kyle Shanahan, obviously because he was still in the Super Bowl, the first thing that popped in my head was John Lynch is a former player. Is he going to protect these guys as the general manager? Former player, look out for other players. So, you don't know what to think. SD, because they are out of ideas, Tony, at this point. It's why I said Kyle and John should not get new deals unless they win a ring. And you know what? As sad as it is, as much as I am a huge Kyle Shanahan guy, I absolutely I think he's the best offensive mind in the NFL. It's just sometimes he gets in his own way, but it would take a lot for me to move on from Kyle. John Lynch, I think John Lynch could go tomorrow. I really do. I think there's other GMs out there that are probably chomping at the bit to work with Kyle Shanahan. Just my honest opinion. Your next question, Mark, was, were you surprised Morris didn't make a bigger push for signing of Caden Ellis? I think they did. I think they had a number and it exceeded the number. And that seems like an ongoing thing with this team. They set hard numbers. They'll go over a little bit, but if my number's a hard 8, I'm not going to $12 million. So That's where they're at. And you know, who is it? Is it Jed? Is it Parag? I mean, I have a friend who's big into soccer and big into leads and all that. I'm not too familiar with it, so please excuse me. But allegedly, they're playing their goalie out there a shit ton of money. And one of their strikers or forwards, if they're called, two guys on that team are probably making $100 million from what this guy was explaining. He didn't give me an exact number, but he made it seem like they're getting paid a shit money. Why aren't the 49? Why isn't that going on with this team? I'm trying to answer some of your questions till Mike is done. Blah, 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 blah. Where did Ellis go and for how much? Ellis signed with the Saints, I think, for a 3-year, $36 million deal or $33 million deal. So $11 or $12 million a year. Clearly, the 49ers aren't going to that number with a Fred Warner on the roster. It's exactly that, Tony. And I can respect Kyle Shanahan, offensive mastermind, though I can't respect Kyle Shanahan, the control freak. Well, I mean, yeah, and that's where, you know, it's tough, right? You want them to, like, you saw what happened. We saw what happened with Harbaugh and Trent Baalke. It became toxic. You know, who's going behind, who's back. It was a disaster. The one thing that is crucial, I think, is you have to have a relationship, or not a relationship, a rapport between your head coach and your general manager. I think that is super critical, functional, super critical, and the only way it could be functional is if you two are on the same page. I'm not saying, like, you know, sip tea every morning with each other, you know, whatever. I'm saying, like, they have to be in agreement with things and what they're looking for, and they have to be able to have open conflict with each other, go back and forth, conversations. Oh, I disagree with this. Well, I think it should be this. Well, okay with this, and it's done. And it's squashed. But that's the number one thing. Like, and just to step away from the questions real quick in the comments, my thing is this: how they were literally a shoelace trip away from having 19 sacks last year. And they are not doing a damn thing to this defensive front. It's very scary. It's to me, that's very scary. And, you know, I think we're all in this chat who watch Nothing But Niners, Mike and myself, we all have pretty decent IQ with football. If there's no pass rush, your corners are covering for days, and that's not good. So my thing is this: they need to do something. And if it's not it, and if they feel it's not ready, I mean, rip it up, do what you got to do to reset it. And it's sad. That's it. You build the team around Brock and whatever else comes along, and your youth on defense. So, I mean, listen, they're in a tough spot. It seems like I'm getting the notion that they're willing to go all in a modified way, because let's keep it real, guys. When that contract came out for 3 years, $61 million, right? We're like, wow, it's $20 million a year. All right. But then when they really released the details and you saw it was a 1 year, $16 million deal, fully guaranteed, with a shit ton of incentives, that tells me that Mike Evans is coming in here on a mission. So he feels he's in good shape. His legs are good. His hamstring is good. The clavicle is where it needs to be. Maybe you wear like a little spacer underneath there to prevent from the impact on their shoulder pads. Fine. But he's coming in here on a mission because he's gambling against himself. He's saying, yeah, I'll take 16 guaranteed, but it's going to be more than that, so be ready. So, and that's what you want. Like that's a positive, because he seems like he's locked in. He's playing on an offense with a lot more talent, right, than Tampa had. A better play caller than what Tampa had. More creativity, more spacing, more design, more structure, and he's only going into a successful situation. But if you take that away, and if he was truly about money, Mike Evans is not on the 49ers because the Niners aren't going that high. So then what do? Right? Dobbs. I had Mike Evans on my list, but I have him as like the fifth choice because I didn't think he would come for a deal like that. So he did. But I had Dobbs as my top guy, and because he was a better fit for what the 49ers do with their offensive structure, being that he came from Green Bay. So there's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. There's back and forth ways you can look at this. But again, it just seems like, again, another offseason of bargain shopping. And I'm sorry, when you have 20 sacks and you've signed not one defensive lineman,
yeah,
I find that very, very hard to be serious that you're serious about this roster and competing.
Yeah. And that's what's so confusing, right? You see the commitment to Trent, and that's cool, right? You see the commitment to Trent because he's still a top 5 left tackle. I know he started slow last year and all that, but he finished really strong. You see the Mike Evans, age. All right, so we got direction here. We're going in. They got to commit to it all the way, though. They're doing it like with one foot and not both feet. They're not walking in unison. You know what I'm saying? One foot's going backwards and the other one's going forward. They're going to do a split, and they're going to fall at some point. They've got to do it a little bit better. Now, I missed a lot of what you were talking about. What was your take on Debo?
I would bring him in specifically for roles, and his role would be a slot receiver, and it would be the kick returner. He's not going to be the center of the game plan. If you want him to come in the backfield in a couple plays, sure. But the offense is not going to be structured around him, and he's not going to be the focal of the game plan. That's the only reason why. It's the only way I would want Debo here.
Right.
Period.
I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm not mad at that. Okay, so I don't want to make you double back on everything that you were talking about because I
don't give a shit. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm sitting on the couch. I got nothing better to do in my life. Losing my mind.
So Mark asked this question. Are they going to go heavy on the defensive line again? And I really hope your answer is no.
They have to. Who's there? You can't trot that same line out. You can't.
So how do we fix the offensive line then? We can't. So then we're just screwed for this year. Like we're just going to settle for. Well, it'll be another fun season just to watch.
Mike, you just proved my point. That's what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. They are so screwed with the structure of this freaking roster and the structure of those contracts with this cap. And it's not even Brock Purdy. Listen, I love Trent Williams. Trent Williams is a phenomenal tackle. He's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, even without a Super Bowl ring, if he doesn't get one. 100%, I'll say it. But Trent Williams is not the same Trent Williams we got when we traded for him. He's not the same in his pass protection. He's there in the run game. You see him grabbing more now. I love him. Don't get me wrong. But I want you guys to realize something. Trent Williams was gone in the tampering period when he was a free agent. He was signing. It wasn't announced. He was signing with the Kansas City Chiefs until he called Kyle and said, listen, I'm out. Unless you want to give me the money, I'm out. And what did Kyle do? He got him the money. But my point is this, Mike. When do you rip the Band-Aid off? When is enough become enough? When does it stop?
And it's funny because right away, right, during this little negotiation thing, it's like, oh, the Chiefs are willing to trade for him. I think that report came directly from his agent. I think it came directly from his agent.
I think the Chiefs would trade for him in a heartbeat right now.
What do you think they would give up? let's play this out. He's 38 years old. He's got 2 years left on his contract. There's no guarantee, so they're going to have to restructure him. And we're still going to eat the $30 million dead cap.
That's what he wants, right? That's what he wants. So the contract would have to be restructured.
So let's be clear. He just wants guarantees. He's not asking for new money. He just wants to know that I'm on the field, I'm going to get paid.
Well,
just in case I get injured.
He wants new money for next year.
He wants new money or guaranteed money?
He's done next year. He wants guarantees money. He wants guaranteed money this year, and he wants new money next year.
Okay, so when you say next year, you're talking 27, 28.
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking that you mean next year as in like 4 o'clock, like 26, 27. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Mark Cicernos just said, would Casey entertain the Trent for Chris Jones swap? They would not. I'll tell you.
It's not a chance in hell.
I will tell you a deal I would take right now if they called. I would push for a third. I don't think we can get it. I think maybe we could get a third-round pick. I don't think we could get a second-round pick. I would push my ass for a third. I think, honestly, Mike, I think Kansas City would give it. I think Kansas City would give it for Trent Williams. I really do.
You think they would give a third? I understand asking for it because it's a negotiation. Cool, you start there.
I think
you're accepting
they would ask for it. I think they would do it because you got to understand something. They just cut what's his name, that the guy who always used to hold and jump off sides every play.
All of them, all of their tackles do that. I know who you're talking about.
What's his name? Jawan Taylor or something?
Yeah.
Okay. You slide Simmons to the right side and you insert Trent Williams on the left side. You're telling me you wouldn't give up a third-round pick for that? To solidify that offensive line? I mean, look who they signed. Look who they signed. They signed Walker. I mean, granted, they took a little beating on the defensive side of the ball in the secondary, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
And just to be clear, you would accept the third or fourth for Trent if a team was willing to offer it. Forget the Chiefs, any team.
I would take a third, but if it was the Chiefs, they wouldn't give me a third. This is where I get crazy. I would take a fourth and Jalen Moore back to start at left tackle as of right now. You got to start somewhere, right?
Yes. Yeah, you do.
I mean, listen, was Jalen Moore perfect? No, but he's a serviceable tackle. He's better than Pleasance.
Let me ask you this. Can teams trade dead cap space? Like, can a team say we'll take on all of that in a trade?
I think
I know they can take certain monies. I don't know about dead cap.
I don't know if the NFL does that. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either. I'll have to reach out to Jason Hurley and ask him because I'm not sure about that either. Because I think that's the only reason I think Trent is guaranteed to come back is because of that dead cap. It's over $30 million, and like you said, that Jed York prioritizes that. He doesn't want to be the Saints. You know, that's kind of how we started the show.
Yeah, but what's his dead cap? Do you know what it is?
I'll pull it up. Give me a second here.
Because what's funny is March 20th, he has a $10 million option. So if they do it before March 20th, does that 30 drop to 20?
I don't know. All right. So this says 2026 dead cap. Let me roll over some more. Is 38. Oh no, his cap hit is 38 million. Dead cap is 34 million.
And do you see something about a $10 million bonus?
Not for this year. This year he has a signing proration, which was his signing bonus of $8.5 million, but that's already been paid out. He's got a base salary of 22. It says restructured proration 4.7. Active game roster bonus, so it's $700,000 a game. And then option proration is $2.5 million. I don't see anything on here about $10 million. Anywhere.
So what you said it was 700,000?
700,000 times 17. Is that what you want to know?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let's see here. Where's the calculator on this stupid phone? Here we go. 705 times 17. It's just under. Actually, it was $12 million.
Here it is.
It's $12 million right there.
Let me see something. So 2025, 2026. They love these void years. Oh, God.
Do they? Because it's ugly. His voids are through 2029.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
penny for
boy.
that. It's only $2 million. That's like pennies.
Yeah.
But still, it's money.
Yeah, but next year's dead cap is 20 million. You know what I mean? The cap hit for 28 is 11 million. Like he's got some serious cap hits here. He's got $60 million in cap hits almost. 3, 4.
I don't understand what they
12,
fucking
1.
They're like in their own world with this shit. Let
Yeah.
me see something here. Let's see if he's pre-release, pre-trade. So he's got 2026 dead cap hit of 34. June 1st designation. See, now, if you look at it, right, and you hit the scissors in the corner, it says June 1st designation. What is a June 1st designation? When a player is designated a post-June 1 release, their full cap hit must remain on the books until June 1st with dead cap splits across current following. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So if they do.
His savings are only $4 million.
Listen real quick. No. Look in the middle. You see the middle, June 1st designation?
Oh, the deck. Oh, I see. Okay.
See, it says 13,325,000. And then look at the savings of 25.5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dead cap would be 28.25. So I'm guessing this is a release. If they released him with a post 6-1 designation, June 1st, they get $25 million back. And he counts on the books this year's for 13.35.
So that's a lot of relief, Tony. I think
it's a ton of relief.
That the Niners, they have to consider that at this point, right?
And that's why, like, you keep reading in between the lines, right? Why isn't this deal done yet? Going into free agency. Like, you can't, like, literally, Trent Williams is handcuffing this team right now. So what does that tell me? It's either they're telling him, go out, find a partner, structure your deal, and come back to us with compensation.
Yeah.
They took that route with his agent.
If you trade a player, they can't be traded and be a post-June 1st release, right? Or is it a release off the roster? So, and you just say, well, the trade will be effective June 1st type of thing? Like, can you do something like that?
Designated as a June 1st trade where the compensation would be next year? I don't know. But
I don't know.
It's something.
Here it is. When a player is released or traded before June 1st, all of the dead cap remaining on his contract, including whatever. But if you designate it, when a player is designated as a post-June 1st release, that's what it is. It's a release. It doesn't say trade. So they say it in here. Now, if you go to if you keep scrolling down some, here you go. Post-June 1st trade. If you scroll down a little bit more, it's on the right side. It says savings of $15 million.
So they would get $15 million in savings. Hey, the Niners made a signing.
Uh-oh, who we got? We got breaking news here?
Yeah. Great sign.
Hold up.
Wow. We're back.
Let me see where my thing is. Uh-oh. I can
hear
the sarcasm oozing here. Hold on. Do I still have I don't even do breaking news videos anymore, so I don't know if I don't have a breaking news. All right, here, let me make one really quick. Hold on. Don't save it for us. Hold on, Tony. Here we go. I'm going to make one really quick. Breaking news. Let's scroll across the bottom here. All right, Tony, give it to us. What's the breaking news, ladies and gentlemen?
Running back Patrick Taylor to a 1-year deal. Listen. It's the typical 49er offseason, Mike.
What? Okay. All right, I do have a question. Now I'm going to ask. if you have Brian Robinson saying he wants to come back, and you have Patrick Taylor who couldn't do anything, why not just bring Robinson back?
Because Patrick Taylor took the contract that they wanted to offer. That's why. You see the pattern here? Yes, they're interested in this, but do you understand what I'm saying, what they're doing? I'm sorry guys for doing that. Listen, on a bright note, Eddie Piñeiro's extension is official on a 4-year deal. They solidified the kicker for the next 4 years in San Francisco, even though it's probably a 2-year deal with 20 years on void years. So that's a positive, and that is legit.
All right. Well, Patrick Taylor was really, really good for the 49ers last year, guys. I don't know if you guys know this or not. He was absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to read you his stats for the last, not just last year. I'm going to tell you his stats for the last 3 years. Okay, you ready?
Oof.
Check this out.
100 yards rushing.
It's going to completely blow your guys' mind. Wait till you see this. In the last 3 seasons, he has a total of 22, 237 yards. 335 yards.
Let's go.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what we need. That right there. Last year for the 49ers, he had 39 attempts, 183 yards, and a touchdown, baby. And a touchdown. 11 first downs. A success rate of 53.8%. Career high. Career high. He had a long of 29 yards. Career high, baby. Yards per attempt, 4.7. Career high, baby. Career high. He had 11 targets. They targeted this guy in the pass game 11 times. He had 3 receptions. 2 of them were for first downs. 8.3 yards of reception. Ladies and gentlemen, his receiving has a success rate of 18.2% success rate, man.
Christian McCaffrey's got his back.
Yeah, this is it right here. This is what we needed. This is letting us know that we're going to ground and pound the ball this year, man. Patrick Taylor, man, welcome back. Happy to have him back, man. Let me give my man a round of applause, man. This right here. This is how you do it right here, baby. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This guy played in 13 games last year for us, Tony. He started one. He started a game last year. Did you know that he started a game last year? Let me stop this applause. Sorry, my bad. I let that go on for way too long. I apologize. I apologize.
No problem.
All right. Well, there's your breaking news right there, guys. The 49ers and Patrick Taylor have reached a 1-year deal. All right. Let me get this breaking news thing off of here, man.
Everybody hates me. Yeah, I did it. I'm sorry. But obviously with my knee from my car accident, I've been home since December with the surgeries and stuff, and I don't do much. So I'm like sitting here, I'm excited. I'm trying to like figure out the strategy. I have my whole little thing up here, spreadsheet, and I get all excited and I do all this work for nothing. What do we get? Patrick Taylor. Great. We got breaking news, though. That's all that counts.
I'm about to cry. Tony. I don't want to do
You're
this
shopping
anymore.
at the Dollar Tree, bro.
Yeah, but you can't go to the fucking Dollar Tree and ask what they have on sale. Like, it's one thing to bargain shop. It's another thing to bargain shop and still look for discounts.
No, I hear you. Very sad.
My God. All right. Well, all right. How do you
that's all you could say is all right.
said,
That's it.
You said something earlier about getting some more help in the secondary because you said Luter isn't it. What do you think about the safeties? And maybe I missed that during the discussion earlier. I apologize. What do you think about the safety position, honestly?
They need a true free safety, a ball hawking safety. I had Kevin Byard on my list, but Brisker's still out there from Chicago. Teammates with Jair Brown at Penn State, came out in the same draft. You know, I think no, he came out 1 year before. Yeah, 1 year before. Um, you know, those are two guys I mentioned, but Byard signed with New England. So, I mean,
So
you know what it is, Mike?
Can't you acquire that for real in the draft? Now that's a position I think they can get in the draft. Seriously,
Mike, they have 7 picks. They have 7 picks. They can't address. How do I say this? You can't address every hole with a starting caliber player with 7 picks. I mean, could you get lucky? Shit, of course. Our starting quarterback, our franchise quarterback, was the last selection of the draft. Yes, you can get lucky. Definitely. But the chances of that happening with their history of friggin' drafting, I mean, if John Schneider was our GM, yeah, they could rebuild this defense with 7 picks, absolutely. But I don't know. They draft 2 consecutive years. They draft safety. They're both the same players. They're both box strong safeties.
Mm-hmm.
Why? How? You're contradicting yourself, right? Then you go out, and then honestly, I'm going to be straightforward with you, and this is running in my head. It's been running in my head this whole time. They signed Mike Evans, who's not a fast wide receiver, and I'm telling you now, they're going to re-sign Juwan Jennings. Watch. It's going to be, you're going to be like, wait, what? You don't think so?
There's no chance in hell that Juwan Jennings is coming back. There's no chance in hell.
You don't think so? Even with all this money freeing up with Ayuk, this is going to sound Evans crazy. It's only essentially a 1-year deal.
I get that. I'd rather see Debo back with the combination of Evans, Pearsall, and Watkins than have Juwan Jennings come back with that combination. I'm sorry.
No, you have to say so. It's just this team does redundant things. They do the same thing for the same like it's repetitive, right? You bring in guys at the same position that are supposed to be dressing 2 different positions, but they're the same position with safety. Then you bring in corners, right? They're talking about shopping. What's his name? Renardo Green, right? They sniffed around 3 cornerbacks in free agency. The guy who signed with the Jets, his last name is Wright, Najee Wright, who actually was probably the most productive cornerback out of the 3, signed for a 1-year, $5 million deal with the Jets. And you're telling me the Niners couldn't do that?
Right.
The dude had 11 passes defended, 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. I don't know how many tackles. They were in on him, Wooten, and Pierre. Wooten signed a 1-year, $15 million deal. The kid with the Jets signed for 1 year, $5 million. And Pierre went to Pittsburgh for 2 years, $8 million. And you're telling me you could not splurge on that?
I mean, that's what they said. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
No, I'm just saying, like that's what they're saying to us.
Right.
Oh, it's okay. We'll get the next guy. We'll find another guy.
Let me throw some names at you here, and then you just tell me yes or no. And if you want to say why, I'm with you. But if you don't want to say why, it's cool too. Kyle Duggar, safety.
I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah.
At this point, you need people, Mike.
Right. Okay. I'm going to keep throwing names at you.
Go ahead.
Hassan Reddick.
20 sacks.
They
got 20 sacks. I'll sign
Joey. You would take him?
I'll sign Joey Bosa right now.
Well, I will say this. Joey Bosa is younger than Hassan Reddick. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but they're about 6 months apart in age. All right. What about David Njoku, tight end?
He'll never come here. He will never come here.
Why?
I'm telling you, he will never come here. They will never offer him a contract.
Okay.
He's not
All
49 material. He's too. He's not that. He's not. I'm telling you, he's not.
Lloyd Cushenberry.
Absolutely, I'd bring Cushenberry in, and I'd tell Brendel, you're the backup center right now.
Okay. All right. Let's have some fun with it. Let's think how Niners think. Dre Greenlaw.
Oh, they're definitely bringing him back on a 1-year deal.
He didn't even hesitate.
Him, Jimmy Ward, and they're going to bring back what's his name? Eric.
They're not bringing. You stop it right now.
I'm telling you, if
stop it
they
right now.
bring back those 3 guys, I'm done as a Niner fan until these guys are out of here. I'm done.
Wait. You're done as a Niner fan until these guys are out of here. Who's these guys?
John Lynch,
Come on. Who?
the front office.
Yes, there you go. Okay. Mekhi Becton, guard.
No.
No?
No, I don't. No. No good. No good.
Let me think of some other people here. Let me see. I don't know enough about Andre Sisco. I have no idea.
He's quick as
I have
shit.
no idea. If he's only 26 years old. He's familiar with the system because he was with the Jets and Robert Saleh.
But is it the same system? We don't know.
Oh, well, that's true. That is true. You got me there.
You see but you see what the frustrating part about this is?
Right. We as the outsiders can't even plan because we don't know what their plans are.
So how do you know
the scheme?
I'm telling you now, the draft board is going to be empty because defensively. I don't know. All I know is you read headline after headline after headline. Oh, the Niners are pushing for Hendrickson. They weren't even around Hendrickson.
Yeah. Nope, not at all. Like we were the one team not listed in people that were interested in.
I just don't. I don't get it. You have two. You have. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Seattle took it on the chin. They lost a lot of players, Seattle, right? But they'll still beat our ass. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
They will beat our ass because where they did not lose players is up front. And that's where
the
our
trenches.
weakness. So they still have one up on us. All right. Then look what the Rams did to their secondary. 2 brand new corners, and they retained their best safety, one of their best safeties, and Curl.
Mm-hmm.
Their secondary is no blanking joke. That defense could potentially be a top defense, but the only thing I think could hold it back is their linebackers.
Right. Yeah. Yep. All right. I'm going to throw a couple more names at you here. One of them, I'm not going to tell you, but I do think the Niners are going to sign. All right. I'm going to throw 3 names at you here. Zach Wilson, quarterback. Don't answer yet. Okay. Ethan, I think it's pronounced Pocic, P-O-C-I-C, the center from Cleveland. And the last one is Evan Neal, the backup guard for the Giants. I believe he was a backup.
He played guard and tackle. He's one that I think needs a change of scenery. Well, am I supposed to choose one or I don't know.
Well, you can tell me what you think of those 3. Do you think the Niners are going to sign one of them? Because I do.
Okay. You want to know what my answer is going to be?
Yeah.
Whoever takes the contract that they offer.
So Evan Neal, welcome to the 49ers. He's going to be here.
That's what it is,
He's going to be here. Yeah. Yep. He's going to freaking be here. You watch. I think Evan Neal's going to be here. He's young. I think they're going to say that they can try to develop him, which is fine. And like you said, he needs a change of scenery. So I could see that. What do you know about Geno Stone, the safety that was with the Bengals?
Oh, I loved him. They drafted him out. He was drafted out of Iowa. He's a great safety. He really came out.
Why don't we go after someone like him?
I don't know. He's on my list, but I don't know. I don't know, Mike. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. Do they have a massive move up their sleeve where they're going to bring in this freaking powerhouse like holy shit, look what they just did. Like, I'm not saying right now, but like, holy shit, look what they just did. Right? Like, who's out there? Who's out there? Name the guy that we could sign right now, or I'm sorry, trade and say, damn, we just upgraded our team in a big way. Watch out,
Yeah.
Seattle. There's no one out there.
Right.
What, Crosby? Crosby? Are we talking about Crosby?
I mean,
Sure, you wanna bring
he's going to
Crosby?
be back on teams' radars, but it
He
depends
will,
on how.
but this is where they're screwed, Mike. He will improve the defense 100%. He's coming with a big number. Now you really got to make a decision on Trent. And guess what you're going to lose?
Oh,
Draft
what?
picks.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving up youth. Yeah. So Kevin Byard is officially signing with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Did you see the contract, Tony?
1 year.
$1 year, $9 million.
9?
9. I got to take this call. Sorry again.
That's too much for the 49ers. But yeah. You guys got questions? Any questions in the chat you want to throw? My mic's on the phone. Feel free. I'm here to answer them. I'm really bored. I'm still recovering from my surgery. So I got like no life. I can't do anything. So if you have any questions, just shoot them out. I'll answer as much as I could.
All right, I'm here. I think the Niners are going to go after Derek Barnett. He's someone that should have been a Niner twice now. We should have drafted him instead of Solomon Thomas. All right, he went to Houston, I want to say, for 2 years. And I think that he's going to be a depth edge guy that the Niners are going to kick the tires on. What do you think about that? I'm not giving up hope on Derek Barnett. I've had a draft crush on him for years now.
Listen, Mike, they need all the help they can get. So if you know somebody, take them. We'll take them. We'll take them.
Hey, the Cowboys do a good job of developing offensive linemen, right? I feel like the Cowboys are known for having good offensive linemen.
They do a decent job. Oh, what's this question here? Tony, would you trade our first round pick for AJ Brown? No.
What?
I wouldn't.
They're asking who do you not want to draft in round 1? Wow.
Which prospects?
That's a loaded question.
It really is
tough to answer.
It really is a loaded question. It's prospect. It's not like it's position, right? Oh God, this is a tough one. Give me a second. I'm trying to run through my head.
Well, while Tony's doing that, I just think it's hard to answer because we don't know what exactly is going to happen in free agency still. And while it looks like it's not going to be much, it's just, like you have to see the positions of need. I guess it's like what guys do you think are going to go in the first round that don't deserve to go, that the Niners actually need type of thing. Like they shouldn't be taking a tight end in the first round, not at 27. Right? Like, is there a tight end that's supposed to be like a game changer in here that, you still got Kittle here?
There's the kid from Oregon, Sadiq. What the guy ran
you think he falls all the way to 27? He's Vernon Davis.
No, he's definitely not Vernon Davis. He's not. He's nowhere as physical as Vernon Davis. I think.
I'm talking about metrics, like his testing and all that. I'm talking about, yeah.
I think as far as you want to add speed to your personnel, I would strongly consider it as a tight end too, and go 2 tight ends and start creating matchups, favorable matchups. Because I do think they're missing that speed element because essentially what they're saying right now is, and they said it at the combine, which was very scary. They have high hopes for Cowan. I don't think Cowan's played 1 regular season game since he's been here.
He has, but he didn't get any like looks. I think he had like one target or something like that. He's been on the field.
I mean, if he could stay healthy, that's your speed element. And the crazy part about this, right? They had a track record in their past to supplement free agency to put them in a position in the draft where they don't have to grab or reach for a player for a positional need. And they're not doing that. And the one player that they did sign that has any value in return to the 49ers, who will be a contributor in 2026, is a wide receiver who's 33. So with that being said, that doesn't remove the need in the draft. You're still going to have to take a wide receiver in this draft. Maybe not round 1, but before that final pick in the 4th round, that's another scary part. They're done after round 4.
And then between like 129 and 138, it's like 3 or 4 picks right there. Like they're all like just bunched together, man. We're going to live on the board in that moment.
So with that being said, it's, I don't know, like why wouldn't they bring, like, dude, I don't know. Go out and sign a wide receiver. Call Tutu Atwell. Come to San Francisco. We'll give you 1 year, $5 million up to $7.5 million with incentives. Call people. Bring them in. Make it incentive laden. Let them bet on themselves if they don't hit their incentives. Add your 50 void years that you do on every other contract, and just add pieces to the puzzle.
There's decent wide receivers out there, right? Like, and there's guys that I don't think have been used the right way. There's Darnell Mooney out there. He had a ton of potential, right? Tutu Atwell's out there. Diami Brown is out there. I think I would stay away from Curtis Samuel, but I really liked him coming out of the draft. Marquise Brown, who's getting up there in age, but he's still.
It's not like there's nothing there.
Right. Greg Dortch is out
Another
there.
Speedster. Like, you have your true number 1, right? And this is the way I look at it with their plan for the wide receiver position. Kyle Shanahan has his true number 1 on paper right now. He has his go-to guy. He has his jump ball guy. He has his possession guy. He has his red zone guy. He is the Andre Johnson, Julio Jones of the San Francisco 49ers. That's what Mike Evans is. Granted, it's in the latter part of his career, but he is that pillar that Kyle has not had since he's been in San Francisco. So now, with that being said, again, I know he's 33 years old, but he had 11 consecutive years with 1,000 yards plus and double-digit touchdowns in this league, okay? The man is productive, right? Everybody was hooting and hollering, go sign this guy who went to the Rams, Devontae Adams. They're the same age. Now, all of a sudden, that's an issue because we signed Mike Evans, who I think is a better red zone target than Devontae Adams. So they identified a weakness. They replaced Brandon Ayuk on the roster as the pillar of the wide receiver group for a quarter of the price. They wound up saving money in the future. And with all due respect, Mike Evans is 10 times better, well, career-wise, than Brandon Ayuk is, was, or ever will be. And not to mention, Brandon Ayuk's knee was shredded. This whole scenario with Ayuk, the 49ers should be, I'm not going to say it, but
again, how do heads not roll? This is what I'm talking about. They're so secure in their jobs, Tony. There's no incentive for them to improve.
I'm saying it's a blessing in disguise that this transpired with Brandon Ayuk. That he's the caliber person that can say, F you, I want out. I don't want the guarantees. You can keep them. I'm not coming to your facility for rehab.
Right.
Some dudes aren't like that.
When it comes to that, yeah, we definitely dodged a bullet. So I see what you're saying there. I get that part. There are wide receivers that are out there that we can go and get.
Like we talked about this ad nauseum, right? We said he's our future. He's our future. He's our future. Blah, 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 blah. He's the number 1. He's taking over. The minute he signed that contract, he was out of shape. He gets hurt. He shredded his knee. And now we're looking at each other like,
uh-oh.
Great.
Dum diddy.
Exactly. So I just feel, and I like what SD just said, because Jed is too buddy with them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that referring to the administration or is it the players?
I think it's the administration.
Okay.
Honestly.
That's understandable. But now my answer to this is going to be, I think John Lynch is too much of a player's manager, general manager. He's too worried about doing the right thing for the players. Listen, doing the right thing and taking care of your players is fine. But investing another $50 million guaranteed for a 38-year-old tackle, sometimes a business decision needs to be made. And I'm not bashing Trent Williams, but let me ask you something. Do you think, any way, shape, or form, that Bill Belichick in his prime or Bill Walsh would be doing this with a 38-year-old left tackle?
Absolutely not.
They traded a Hall of Fame quarterback for a first-round pick in Joe Montana back then.
Yep.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cutthroat. They're not, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Listen, let's wrap this thing up. I got to get ready to do a show with Wayne in about an hour or so, and that's when the NFL season kicks off. Was there anything else you want to leave the people with? All right. It sounds like we've been a little doom and gloom, man. It sounds like we've been down. Here's what I'll say, and then you can give me your final thoughts also. There are players out there that the Niners can definitely go after that will accept contracts here, that aren't afraid to play next to a substation. And I think one of the best things that happened for the Niners is a veteran Hall of Fame career type guy in Mike Evans being the biggest name that they can go out there and get. Someone who has been dealing with issues and saying, I don't give a shit about that substation shit. I got to try to play with Kyle Shanahan. I think that's a massive boost for the other free agents out there that were maybe hesitant because of all that injury talk in the Niners practice facility and all that nonsense. I think this is going to be a huge step in the right direction. They're going to sign some guys, and a lot of us are going to be like, who the hell is that? What has he done? We're going to look up numbers, and we're going to be like, yeah, this guy ain't it. But a lot of times, you have to remember this. People just don't get opportunities. There can be good players on teams, and they're just buried on a good depth chart, right? There's only so many starters on your offensive line for every team in the NFL. That doesn't mean that the backup wasn't good and that their contract is up. You know what I mean? So they are going to sign guys like an Evan Neal that we were just talking about. And all of a sudden he's going to come in and compete, and he's going to wow the hell out of us, and he's going to be our new guard. Like, it's little things like that that are going to happen. And then we get to go out and address the rest of the holes in the draft. I think that's going to happen. I think the Niners can take steps in the right direction. They just got to hit, and they've got to coach their asses off. Those are my final thoughts for this episode. Tony, what about you?
You know, I like what you said. And in your first part of your statement or your sentence was, there are people that want to come play with Kyle Shanahan. They want to see what it's like to play for Kyle Shanahan. And you take that and you register that in your head. And you say, wow, that's true. Because a lot of people rave about Kyle. They want to play for Kyle. They want to be here, whatever. But then you sit back and look at the business aspect of it. And when you look at what the contract that Mike Evans signed for, it kind of tells you what the issue is. And that's the scary part. It's not prioritizing winning. It's prioritizing a balance. And you don't want to exceed that balance for you, what you have allocated for the 26th year. Obviously, it's not the salary cap, but it's the hard cap of what they want to spend, the ownership. And, you know, can you blame them for almost shelling out $100 million in cash last year for dead cap space? Can you blame them? No.
Right.
So who does it fall on? It's got to fall on them. So with that being said, I do think they're a little gun shy as far as negotiating larger contracts. See failed situations with Hargrave, Brandon Ayuk, Armstead's deal, whatever other ones there were along the line. But it's a lesson learned, hopefully. But no matter what, you still got to have pieces to the puzzle to compete. Because right now we're behind the 8 ball, and it's not looking positive. But, no matter what, I love my Niners. I'm a Niner fan. But something's got to give. Something's got to change. Something's got to give. And It's still early. It's still not officially 4 o'clock. Is it? I don't know.
No, not yet. We got another hour. Well, 53 minutes.
But, we still have time. Hopefully things come through. Hopefully some positive things. I mean, we made a big splash today with Taylor, so we're good. Hopefully things turn in the right direction. And if it doesn't, then we just start focusing on the draft and see what happens from there. But I'm just telling you now, approximately before they added the pieces back, they were at 16 people on the roster with 30 openings, and they signed what? 8 people back, 4. I think.
Is it? Oh, you talking about I thought you were talking about people we brought back also.
Let me see. Let's just tell you real quick, and I'll let you go. 1 second. They signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They signed 9 people back. So you're at what, 21 now? You're at 21 openings. You're at 20 openings with 7 draft picks. So there's 13 spots left up, whether it's going to be undrafted free agents or a couple guys on one-year deals. We don't know, but things need to be done. Decisions need to be made, and the roster needs to be addressed. And hopefully they do it, and just think for the positive and hope for the positive, and let's just see what they come out with in September. But we got a long way to go. But
yes, we do. A very, very, very long way to go.
Oh, someone asked real quick about the Chigi Okwano. He just signed with the Commanders, by the way. I'm sorry. I just saw that. I forgot to tell you.
I didn't see that question here.
It was earlier. Somebody asked about him. What I thought about Chigi Okwano.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, it's going to be tough to get these guys, man. It's going to be really tough. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Guys, that's going to do it for right now. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys are locked in, subscribe, turn on your notifications. We will be back with Wayne Breezy at 4:30 p.m., and then there will be the midnight show. March Madness continues, so I will see you guys there. That's going to do it for us. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tony, man, heal up. Rest up, man. Hey, who knows? Maybe the Niners assign you for something, man. Maybe we can throw you in at guard.
Yeah, right. Not this gimpy ass leg.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful.
Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey. See, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us,